dark and stormy skies, and that's just the start of tonight's weather alert.
Cars stranded as floods overtake valley roads. This is near 84th Street and Thunderbird in Scottsdale. We're going to have more from there in just a moment, but we have tons more video to show you. Check out the lightning strikes in the East Valley. ABC 15 photographer Eric English capturing these shots near Pecos and Power in Gilbert.
And just miles from there, a dangerous drive near Power in US 60. Darian sending in this video showing all the rain coming down as he was thinking about getting into his car. We have team coverage tracking the storms for you. Amber's in our ABC 15 forecast center. No Hailani Graff is in Mesa, where cars are getting stuck in these floods.
But first we go live to John Erickson in Scottsdale following that water rescue. John?
Steve and Katie, 84th Street here, just south of Thunderbird, still closed, and I want to show you why. It's been hours since the rain stopped here, but even still, a river runs through it. Neighbors say normally when they get a big rain, the water stays here in the road, but that wasn't the case tonight. Instead, it came right in through a back door. I want to introduce you to Brenda Friedman. Here she is as she walked us around her house, which is just behind our location here. With every step she took, I know it's hard to see on the screen here, on the camera, but her feet would sink down into the carpet as if she were walking through a swamp. Speaking of a swamp, here's her backyard pool, fit more for an alligator now, very dark and murky. There's even a mini waterfall in her driveway, at least for this night. She and her husband, for the first time tonight, she says they learned that their house is susceptible to a flash flood.
My husband was asleep. I was coming home. The policeman got me up to the door because I wanted to make sure he was okay. And then I walked in the house and everything was flooded and it was coming through the doors, and so I didn't know what to do.
They do plan on beginning that cleanup immediately here tonight, Steve and Katie.
All right, thank you, John.
Mesa also getting slammed tonight. Streets flooded, cars stuck, and houses taking on water.
ABC 15's No Hailani Graff live at Maine and Lindsay. And no hay, high water still an issue even at this hour there.
You know, Katie and Steve, it's actually receding just a bit, but just look at this parking lot. There is still enough water that it's coming up to about the middle of my shin. At the height of this storm, though, you couldn't even tell that those were parking spaces over there. This entire parking lot looked like a lake. Street flooding has been the biggest issue by far that we've seen in Mesa. No drainage. Cars still risking it, though. Just a few blocks away, Mesa Fire had to help the drivers of 5 different cars, all stalled in high water at Val Vista and Maine. Fortunately, no one was hurt, but the tow trucks were working overtime out there. Water running off the road became a major problem for homeowners along Lindsay. One house had water up to the door. You can't even make out the yard. Neighbors tell me the owners aren't here often, though, so that's good news for them. 2 doors down, the Richardsons had to scramble to save their home from looking the same as their neighbors. They're up a bit higher, so it was purely rain falling off their roof, filling their yard up like a pool. The whole family had to pitch in to keep it out and reroute that stream.
Dug-in section next to our house started overflowing onto the sidewalk next to our house, so we started squeegeeing the sidewalks and brushing the water off. And the basement in our house that started puddling up, so my dad got out, started digging the trench to get it to flow around the house down to our bigger yard.
So the good news here tonight, guys, is that Mesa Police had actually set up a command post in this parking lot at one point because they didn't want to be caught off guard like the flooding that happened right in this about same area of Mesa last year. So they wanted to stay on top of it. They sent up a chopper. They say that this area with the stalled cars basically was the most concentrated problem area. They also had a trailer park that had some flooding, but the residents there didn't even want to be evacuated, so they left them alone. They just wrapped up. Lindsay also clear because that was blocked because of those stalled cars, Katie. And the one thing I heard from everybody, they just didn't expect it. They weren't prepared, much like my own outfit of why I'm wearing a dress.
Oh, all right. Be safe out there, no hay.